I started on this painting last night, and I was using my Ganzai water paint. So here it is right here. So I just wanted to finish it up today. I was like, I'm really tired of procrastinating doing things. So I was like, let me just go ahead and do a little artsy work like this. Y'all know coloring is something that I like to do also, but however, I do want to make sure that I keep up with my drawing skills. If I didn't do this on a regular basis, I would be feeling like I'm missing out on being creative. Okay, as you can see, I was being a little quiet while doing that one. And that was because I wanted to make sure that I stayed in the line. The paper that I'm using right now is my watercolor paper that I got from Blick. Well, a little flickery. A little color blending that I'm gonna have to fix. Okay, but it's not that bad. Yeah, this watercolor pad right here that I'm doing this on, I got from Blick. And I was like, hey, why not just go ahead and break that out and use it. The red is still bleeding over, but we're not gonna worry about that. Sometimes when I paint, I just do it early in the morning. It seems like that's the best time to get paint cranking in my life. I do plan to do more painting, different types of painting too. And I don't know how it's gonna work out with doing the live video, but I am gonna do it live with you guys. I have so many different coloring mediums, and I've just been letting them just sit around and not using them. And I wanted to get back to using some of them. So that's why I'm doing this now, to make sure that I have more things on my coloring page. Now this is too big to have in my coloring portfolio that I have in my cow book. So this entire book by itself would have some 2025 artwork too, since I decided to pull it out my drawer because it was just chilling in my drawer and I did not have it out. It was at the bottom at that. It was, I was like, why is this all the way at the bottom? If something is not in my foresight, it will be out of sight and out of mind. That's why I was like, let me get it from down there and use it. Everything else on this page was freehand painted, and I didn't draw it, including this big building right here. That's why I went ahead and decided to draw these little things at the bottom, because I'm going to have to shape up the building over here a little bit more anyway, because the paint is, when you're freehand painting like that, it gets a little wild. And I need to move my water closer because it felt like I was reaching for dear life. Okay, let me see. Where can I put you? All right, let me move this over a little bit and put it desk organization, you guys. There you go. That might be a little bit better. My desk organization was not right. Okay. I hope there's not too much water on my brush. All right, I'm back. Okay, so now, as you can see, I'm taking my time going around my windows. I'm gonna slim this window up a little bit. Okay. A lot of us like to watch coloring videos and coloring book videos, and one of my main passions is doing this, like painting, using paint. Okay, so I posted on my community wall, my Ko-fi page. Let's see. If you go there, you can buy me a coffee, and any donations will be greatly appreciated, so that I can get my coloring paint, more paint supplies. I want to get more acrylic paint so that I could get a few more colors that I need, and any donations would be greatly appreciated. Look, y'all, I have been drawing and coloring since I was a little girl, and believe me, it has been a very nice artsy journey for me, and to be able to do this for so long is absolutely marvelous. I just picked another color. I was like, what color am I gonna make this roof? We're gonna keep it in the same family. This whole entire painting was done with the same paint. I didn't break out any acrylic paint, even though I was very tempted to do it. I was, y'all. I was very tempted to break out the acrylic paint. And I was like, oops, don't do it. I was like, do not do it. And if you do it, then you're gonna be like, sort of like, you know, just, you know, wishing you hadn't did it. And that's not where I wanted to be with doing it. I didn't want to feel like, oh, I wish I would have done that, you know. So I just chose not to do it. And this is turning out pretty cool. I just drew some little buildings behind these bushes in the front right here, just for a little bit more building-like structures. And me and Amy are supposed to be doing this together, but I was just doing this in my free time, and I'm going to make sure that I do it with her, a complete drawing, and you see me actually drawing it, you know. I'm trying to take away some of this dark brown, this right here. So I'm gonna start by putting this color on here, and it can be drying while I'm working on other things on this drawing. So that's what I'm doing now, trying to trim up the mess that's over here. I was like, last night, I was like, oh, this door is getting out of control. It really was. And I was like, oh my God, why is it getting so wide? And I know why it was getting wide. I was using a bigger brush. And so I was using a bigger brush, and that's why I decided to go ahead and do it some more today, like painting, fixing the painting. Because somebody gotta fix it, right? And if all else fails, I could just put some acrylic paint on top of it. Because right now, this is not acrylic paint. This is the being quiet because I was making sure I did my strokes right. The Ganzai paint. I hope I'm saying it right. But this is what I chose to do this with this time. Another drawing. So I was like, let me just do another drawing. After I got off my live was not giving last night, and I deleted it. I was like, I don't even like this live. You know, I just didn't like it. I didn't like how it went. So that's the purpose of this upload right now. And I just was like, I just want to just not think about the process that had happened, you know? because I was like doing a coloring book and everything was going downhill. And so I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just delete it because I didn't feel like it was something that I wanted on my channel. So now, since I deleted it, I can start with a fresh new live when I do my next live. And that one probably will be the one wherefore I do the actual from the beginning to the end piece of artwork that I'm going to create with Amy. And yeah, so you know, you have to practice behind the scenes what you're going to do, so I'll already know what to do and not to do. And I'm supposed to be using my acrylic paint anyway to do it with her. I'm not going to use this paint that I'm using right now. I'm going to use my acrylic paint. So yeah, this is what I'm doing now. Like I said, I wanted to take away some of this black line work because it had gotten extremely too thick last night. So the one way that I knew that I would be able to do it was to make sure that I let it completely dry. And so since I let it completely dry, that's making it better for the taking away the black line process. And as you can see, I have been taking away the black pretty good this morning. And I'm going to have to let that dry all the way up. All the way up. I'm trying to see if I'm going to take this back a little bit more. And I don't even care about that line, because I'm going to use something else to make the line. I just wish, you know, because it's on the blue right here, so I'll probably nestle a tree or something going up that way to get rid of the outside line look. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit more right here. And it's pulling because the brush was kind of dry. And this color is this color. This is that dark brown. That's what I even used to do these lines with, and I watered it down. And I'm gonna change the color of the door anyway, so. So I'm gonna make it green, and that's too watery. Let me get the paint worked up on the brush. I should have picked enough. I'm going to continue to use this small brush because I need to go down the sides of the doorway anyway. I'm just going to get this on here. And I didn't want it to be too watery. Because the paint will be thinned out that way. If you make it too watery, it's going to be thin. So I'm going to let this, I'm going to get all the edges. I'm going to let it dry up, and then I'm going to put another layer on there. I know I was talking about I don't like layering with those coloring pencils. But this is a let it dry situation right here. Let it dry, then move forward. Let it dry, then move forward. That's what type of process this is. So this roof, as you can see, I'm not going to have a line going around this roof. I'm just going to make it this really dark, rich green color. And it actually looks kind of cute with the lines going through it. So I might not take it completely away. All right, so that it can look like it has some kind of texture in between. So I'm not going to take it completely away. Yeah, that looks right about right looking there. We'll let that have that textured look that it has, okay? All right, so I need to color this door in. So I'm gonna take that same dark green and make this door green on this building. Uh-oh. Make sure you don't touch your things that you painted when you lay your hand down. I'm just gonna color the whole thing because I can make the doorknob white later on. And speaking of white, we're gonna draw some clouds today. I just needed to get some of this right here done. Okay, so the rest of this is gonna have to dry. I think I'm gonna put some blue on that so that that can be done too. All right, so I'm gonna get a brush that's a little bigger than this one, and do the door. I mean, I want that to have the window look, so we're gonna window it. Window it, is that a word? We're gonna window it. Need a little more water. The brush gotta get wet. All right, let me get the brush wet. The brush itself was not wet. And I'm gonna load it up on both sides with color. I know you can't see me loading it up, but that's what I was doing. Load it up on both sides. Oh, that's a pretty blue too, isn't it? And then I can come back and do another layer of blue. All right, so the building itself is coming alive a little bit, as you can see. And I'm going to, like I said, make a another drawing of some trees up and nestled up against this, in between here. So let's see, let's make something like that. And we're gonna make something come from right here. Let's see. And we're gonna make one up through there. So these trees are down in, these two are down in front, and this one is, do I want it to be in the back, or it can come down to the front too? Nope, I'm gonna leave that one to the back. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that one to the back, and I'm gonna get my round brush here and that it gets soaked with some water, and we're gonna do some trees right here. Trying to load this brush up with some paint. All right, got some paint on there. Let's see what it do. What it do? Okay. Okay. It's a little wet. We're gonna get some on the house here, a little bit on the house, okay? I'm trying to get some of this dark green. Yeah, I want to see how many coloring mediums that I could use. Can you see my arm on the table? Because I definitely need to rest it on here. Okay, I tried a different green for this one. And let's get some. Some of the tree branches is going to cover that up. As you can see, it's hiding that already. And I'm going to bounce some of this on top of this to fill this in. And you don't have to worry about getting leaves on the houses because that's what it does in real life anyway. See? Looking gorgeous. Okay. So I'm gonna get a little light green to put on top of the darker green one right there so that it could look beautiful. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's not that light, but it's a little bit lighter. All right, now let's see. I'm gonna pick something a little bit lighter. What about this one? Give it a little highlight. A little bit of highlight in my light. All right, so let's give it a little highlight. There you go. See? I like that. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit more. You just need a dab of water, but sometimes too much water gets on your brush. Ain't nothing you can do about that, okay? Ain't nothing you can do about that. Today is a beautiful day outside. And I've been outside today to check on the garden. And it is looking pretty nice out there. And I was like, ooh, okay. I thought my plants were going to suffocate. It also rained last night, so that's a good thing too. And I was like, that's gorgeous, y'all. I'm also going to put some of this green right here on the cherry blossom tree I tried to make over here. It got a little smeary because I was doing too much. You know, when you're doing too much, you be like, I'm trying to make it not be so woo woo woo, but it ends up being woo 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 anyway. Yeah, that's too much water. Okay, got some of the water off. I think I just needed to wake this tree up a little bit too. So yeah, it got woke up because it was kind of messy looking. I ain't even gonna lie, it was messy looking. But we want the pink to stay on here. But bring some of this lightness into the purpleness that's going on the painting. All right, so I took care of that. You got to see some of the artsy creativity over here. Threw some little buildings in there and went to town with that. That was marvelous, wasn't it? And I want to make this bush right here with a little bit more bush appeal. Okay, we're getting it a little bit more bush appeal. It's okay. It's okay, y'all. It's okay. All right, it's okay. So, yeah, y'all, I was like, I need to make sure that I stay on top of my artsy self. Just gonna put some little round bushes right here. Sometimes when you think you're tapping the water just a little bit, it be too much. But you gotta put something down here at the base. Can't just have sticks at the bottom of your picture down here. Okay, that's too much water. Get that off. Because that's what's making that'll make your picture look very sloppy. They're gonna dry up, okay? So, let's see. And it was taken away. My yellow. Let's see what happens over here. Okay, this one is still okay. Because I'm gonna put some green on it anyway. But you gotta take away some of that bottom of the tree branch stem, because it was getting crazy, right? Crazy. All right, so I'm gonna go back over and get a little bit of this green. And where do I want to put you? It seems like a smear is right here. I make sure I take care of my trees that's over here. The smeariness is what's bothering my peripheral vision. I was like, I want the pink over here, but I don't want it to be like crazy looking, you know? Crazy looking. All right, let me dry this other brush off that I left in here. My water has gotten very dirty. I'm glad you can't see it. Can you see it? You can see it a little bit, but it's not super dirty like when you use acrylic paint, but it does get pretty dirty. Okay, I didn't even know that the top wasn't showing. So this is a full sheet. I didn't even do anything at the bottom yet. It's going to be something down there too. So let me move it down so that you guys can see it better. Let's see, straighten it up. Is it straightened? Something, there you go. Something's crooked. So what I'm going to do is move the board up and move this down about right there so you guys can see it. All right, so the painting has to dry. I meant to get my blow dryer out, and so that I can have it out when I'm doing my artwork. I can just dry the page off like that. See, that's why I'm trying to make sure I can have everything set up for when I do my actual videos that I'm gonna do doing my artwork, because right now I have to let this dry again, and I've been letting it dry naturally instead of just what should I say, I've been letting it dry naturally, and because if I don't let it dry naturally, it's gonna be wet still if I try to be like bam, 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 you know. So that's my process right there. Okay, so this is not done, so you're gonna see another part 2 or 3 or whatever, because I'm also going to put something down here that's going to go with this. And this pad is, I'm not going to close it all the way up. I'm going to just open this up so you can see. Oh, I think you will. Okay, so this is the Blick watercolor palette that I'm using, and it's 11 by 15. And I can tear this out because I have frames that are, picture frames that are 11 by 15. And this could be a drawing that I put on my wall if I want to, because I am going to pick something to put into the frames that I have. And I just don't know what that's going to be at this moment. But whenever I get my drawing that I think is one of my best, oh, it's going on the wall. And I have canvases that I can start painting on. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Toodles, bye.